all know how much we love our pets, right? And how important it is that animals are treated well everywhere.
Right.
But did you ever think that, like, your compassion for animals could actually be, like, considered charitable in the eyes of the law?
It's true.
Whoa.
Here in Canada, the government recognizes that animal welfare, like, isn't just some nice to have. It's like deeply connected to the well-being of our society as a whole.
Okay, now we're going deep. Tell me more about this connection.
So the Canada Revenue Agency, or CRA, has these guidelines, right,
Okay.
on what qualifies as a charitable purpose. And it's fascinating how animal welfare fits in. They've really gone beyond the surface level of, like, just being nice to animals and drilled down into, like, the how and why it benefits everyone.
That's super interesting. So it's not just about rescuing stray puppies. It's, like, bigger than that.
Way bigger.
Yeah.
The CRA actually uses this phrase, intangible moral benefit, to describe the impact of helping animals. It's like they're saying that caring for animals actually makes us better humans, which then, like, ripples out and creates a more compassionate and ethical society overall.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a head scratcher. What does that actually, like, look like in practice?
Think about it this way. When we treat animals with kindness and empathy, we're strengthening those muscles in ourselves.
Yeah.
Those values then influence how we interact with other people, how we approach ethical dilemmas, even how we treat the environment.
Right.
It's all interconnected.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like this ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
Starting with how we treat animals and then, like, spreading out to influence everything else.
Exactly.
I like where this is going, but how does the CRA actually define this? Like, where does animal welfare fit within their guidelines for charitable purposes?
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting. So Canadian law outlines 4 main categories for charitable work. And you might assume animal welfare falls under just one.
Right.
But it actually pops up in several.
Wow.
Which kind of speaks to how multifaceted animal welfare really is.
All right, I'm ready. Hit me with these categories.
The first one that comes to mind is advancement of education.
Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
The more we learn about animals, their needs, how our actions impact them, the better equipped we are to make compassionate choices.
Totally. So if I'm picturing an organization that focuses on educating people about animal welfare, what kind of work would they be doing?
You know, like, think about groups that develop and deliver courses on animal welfare law.
Okay.
Or researchers studying wildlife populations to understand how to best protect them. Or even organizations working to improve the lives of animals used in research.
Wow, I never considered the research aspect of it.
Yeah.
So educating people is a big piece of the puzzle. What else is there?
Well, we can't talk about animal welfare without talking about the law.
Right.
Upholding the law is another key area where the CRA sees that direct link to charitable purpose.
What kind of work falls under this legal umbrella?
So you have organizations dedicated to enforcing animal cruelty laws, investigating those heartbreaking puppy mills, or making sure animals being transported are treated humanely.
Right.
They're all about making sure existing laws are followed to protect animals.
That makes a lot of sense. Is there anything in the guidelines that, like, surprised you?
Honestly, I was fascinated by how they connect animal welfare to the environment.
Oh, interesting.
The CRA explicitly recognizes that preserving ecosystems and protecting wildlife directly benefits animals.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
You can't have one without the other.
Exactly. Protecting a species' habitat, ensuring clean water sources, even something as simple as planting trees, it all contributes to a healthier environment where animals can thrive.
Okay, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
So we've got education, upholding the law, and protecting the environment. What's the fourth category?
The fourth category is other purposes beneficial to the community.
Okay.
Which is where that idea of intangible moral benefit really shines through.
Okay, remind me about that phrase again.
Okay.
Intangible moral benefit.
So it's all about how treating animals with compassion makes us more ethical and compassionate people overall.
Right.
Which then, benefits society as a whole.
Right. It's like that ripple effect we were talking about. It all comes back to that.
Precisely. And to really illustrate this, the CRA highlight some specific real-world examples
Okay.
of how these concepts play out in the work of animal welfare organizations.
Perfect. Let's dive into those examples because I'm all about making these ideas more concrete.
Okay.
One of the most common examples is animal rescue organizations.
Yeah.
These are the groups out there rescuing stray and abandoned animals, finding
Right.
them loving forever homes. But it goes beyond just finding a home for Fido, right?
I bet. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes at those shelters.
Absolutely. They're educating people on responsible pet ownership,
Yeah.
advocating for spaying and neutering programs to
Mm.
reduce the number of animals ending up on the streets,
Mm-hmm.
and generally working to create a more compassionate community for animals.
It's amazing how those rescue organizations are making a difference in so many ways.
Yeah.
What other examples illustrate this connection between animal welfare and a better society?
Well, we can't forget about the incredible work done by wildlife rehabilitators.
Right.
These are the folks who dedicate themselves to rescuing injured or orphaned wild animals.
Mm.
They nurse them back to health and, whenever possible, release them back into their natural habitat.
I love those stories of animals getting a second chance at life in the wild.
Yeah.
It's truly inspiring work.
It is. And think about it. They're
Yeah.
not just helping individual animals, they're contributing to the health of our planet.
Right.
By protecting wildlife and preserving biodiversity, these rehabilitators play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance, which benefits all of us.
It's a perfect example of how caring for animals goes hand in hand with protecting the environment. It's all connected. What other examples stood out to you?
Another group that often flies under the radar is humane farming advocates.
Yep.
These are the folks working tirelessly to improve the lives of farm animals,
Right.
particularly those raised within large-scale industrial farming systems.
You know, I haven't thought much about that side of things,
Yeah,
but it's obviously a huge part of the animal welfare conversation.
absolutely. These advocates are pushing for better living conditions for livestock, advocating for stricter regulations on factory farms, and promoting alternative farming practices that prioritize animal well-being.
Their work is so important, especially as more people become aware of where their food comes from
Right.
and how it's produced.
Yeah.
It's like they're holding those industries accountable for the ethical treatment of animals.
Exactly. And the CRA recognizes this too. Their guidelines highlight how humane farming practices contribute to both the promotion of agriculture and the moral and ethical development of society. It's a win-win for animals and for a more ethical food system.
This entire conversation has been eye-opening. I
Yeah.
feel like I've gained a whole new understanding of just how far-reaching animal welfare really is. It's not just about those heartwarming stories. It's about systemic change and creating a more compassionate world for all living creatures.
That's the amazing thing about this perspective from the CRA.
Yeah.
By connecting animal welfare to these core charitable purposes, they're sending a powerful message.
Okay.
Every act of kindness, every choice we make has the potential to contribute to a greater good.
It's empowering, right?
Right.
It means that even if we don't have a lot of time or money to donate,
Right.
we can still make a difference through our everyday actions and the choices we make.
Exactly. Choosing to adopt a pet instead of buying one.
Okay.
That's promoting responsible pet ownership.
Okay.
Picking up trash on a hike that could harm wildlife.
Right.
That's protecting the environment. Speaking up, when you see an animal being mistreated,
Yeah.
that's upholding the law.
I'm starting to see these everyday actions in a whole new light.
Yeah.
It's not just about being a good person. It's about actively participating in creating a better world for animals.
I love that. And remember, you don't have to be perfect.
Right.
None of us are. It's about being mindful of our choices and striving to live in a way that aligns with our values of compassion and respect for all living beings.
This deep dive has given me so much to think about.
Good.
And I hope our listeners feel the same way. We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
But if there's one big takeaway you hope people remember, what would it be?
For me, it's the reminder that caring for animals is not separate from caring for each other or the planet. It's all interconnected. When we show compassion for animals, we strengthen those muscles of empathy and kindness within ourselves, and that benefits everyone. It's a beautiful ripple effect that has the power to create a more just and compassionate world.
Beautifully said. And for all of you listening, this is just the beginning. We encourage you to continue exploring these ideas, learning about animal welfare organizations in your community, and finding ways to get involved. Every little bit counts.
Absolutely. And never underestimate the power of your voice and your choices. You have the power to make a difference.
This has been an incredible conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today for this deep dive into the surprising connection between animal welfare and charitable purposes in Canada. We've learned so much, and we hope you have too. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep fighting for a kinder world.